Greetings all, Ferrari Man 601 here. Welcome to qualifying for round 3 of the Formula Corona World Championship from China. Unfortunately, breaking the fourth wall here, something very strange happened to the original commentary that I had recorded alongside this in real time. Therefore, I am doing this after the fact, as I'm watching this thing unfolding before us. I do know, of course, what happened. One-shot qualifying was to begin just a moment from now, so I'm just trying to buy some time talking to you before the lap actually gets underway. Conditions are dry. We're on the super soft tires here, the red sidewall tires, so we should have optimal performance. I have no idea what happened to the audio, but two tracks apparently were fused into one, all on the same file. Impossible to separate them, so must have been some sort of problem. But into Parc Fermé conditions and to the track. The system yields control over to us, a little bit of adjustment on the brake bias, and off we go to begin this qualifying session. Currently classed in P20, as you can see in the upper left of the screen. We know that we should have a top 10 car. Unfortunately, we've not been able to extract the maximum from it thus far. Coming out of turns 1 and 2 here in Shanghai, still classified P20 preliminarily at this point, but of course that order is going to be jumping around as the lap unfolds. Coming down into turn 3, big lockup there on the right front, losing a whole lot of agility on turn-in, but we do get some better traction on corner exit and now starting to come back up the field. But as you can see, definitely not where the car should be. Again, this should be a top 10 car. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to stay here in this preliminary P7, P8, P10. Yeah, jumping all around as you can see. Coming through the middle sector here of the Shanghai circuit, I really do not like this place very much at all, and certainly you're seeing some side effects thereof. Coming into Sector 3 now, this long right-hand corner with a fair amount of banking, I must say, but for some reason the car just did not hook up the way that I really wanted it to. Therefore, we're going to be carrying a little bit of a speed deficit all the way down the straight, regardless of us having DRS right now. Straight line speed coming up. There goes 320 kilometers per hour, coming down to the big stop at the end of the long straight. Just hitting the brakes at about 100 meters before the corner. A little bit wide of the apex. Car didn't want to turn in as much as I would like. A little bit of oversteer at medium speed there. Through the final corner to end the lap. You can see we're currently classed in P14. DRS across the line. And where do we remain? P14. As you can see now on screen, that is where we will start this event. Definitely not ideal as far as I was concerned.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top 3 today. Hamilton, Bottas, and Sebastian Vettel. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
And as you can see here, there are the qualifying results. We have Lewis Hamilton on pole ahead of Valtteri Bottas, as we can see there. Sebastian Vettel, though, definitely the story of qualifying. He's hoisted himself up onto the front of row 2 on the grid. Definitely an improvement for him of late. Charles Leclerc has been comprehensively outperforming him for the balance of the season in the 2 previous rounds. However, moving down the order, you can see the story for us, Carlos Sainz there, starting in P9, as you can see. And there we are all the way down in P14. Carlos Sainz to this date has carried the balance of the points for McLaren. 1 whole point on the board for us at this time, scored by him, which means that he's ahead of us in the driver's standings as well, much to my chagrin. Lance Stroll behind us. He appears to be followed by Nico Hülkenberg, Romain Grosjean, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Robert Kubica, and George Russell bringing up the rear there on the last row of the grid. However, Robert Kubica out-qualifying George Russell rather interestingly. Perhaps they actually gave him the good car this time around. However, back to the start of the grid there, Lewis Hamilton on pole yet again. We should be expecting a Mercedes 1-2 in this event, but anything can happen. The championship standings as they are at this point. There it is. Lewis Hamilton is the driver's championship leader at the moment to the tune of 5 points ahead of Valtteri Bottas, his Mercedes teammate. Charles Leclerc, though, definitely in with a shout of giving those two guys a little bit of a hurry up. And there it is for us. Carlos Sainz in P13 in the driver's championship. And here we are, P16. Sainz with 1 point. And here we are with 0. We really do need to do something about that. And hopefully we will be able to do something about that in the event that is coming in due course. However, I'm not a big fan of this circuit. I don't go here a lot. I don't like it very much, so I'm not expecting to be particularly fast, as qualifying would belie. However, this is but one part of a much longer story to come, and of course, we shall see what happens in the race in China next. Welcome to the grid in a very lowly but now unfortunately familiar P14 starting position here in Shanghai. What are we going to do here to try and parlay this into something useful? Well, as you can see, I've been playing with the strategy a little bit, and I'm not entirely sure I want to do this. The hards may be too hard. If we start on the mediums, we can still go a little bit longer. Let's see. We're going to have to go long into this one, but we're going to start on the mediums, and then we're going to go to the softs at the end, and hopefully we'll have some speed. Now, we have to keep ourselves out of trouble because, yes, getting into trouble does not work very well, but we'll start on the mediums, and we'll go to the softs, so we'll be slower to begin with. However, hopefully the performance comes back to us. 14 laps scheduled. If I put, let's do 18.4 in the car, worth of fuel there. Perhaps we'll be able to get some advantage, but we have to stay out of trouble. We have yet to have an incident-free race, and I know that those incidents have severely compromised where we've been finishing. I'd like to be able to score some points here. I don't know what's going to be possible, but hopefully we've got our best possible opportunity to do so. No, formation lap straight into the start procedure. Let's go. All right, let's get the engine into mix 3. We'll have hot lap mode dialed up. Clutch in, raise the revs, lights out, and away we go in China for round 3 of Formula Corona 2020. Not the best getaway, but we have gotten off the grid. Going to be losing positions. Wow, we're going backwards in a hurry. Getting hit from behind. That was a Haas, I believe, nor was that a Williams. I think that might have been George Russell. Nope, that was Grosjean. Now I've got no real estate. I'm trying to make some real estate. I think I found some free real estate here, courtesy of Giovinazzi. There we are, P16. He's right alongside us still. Wow, he was absolutely fired out of a cannon. Had to go to the inside there to just make some room there. Still got somebody right on our left rear. Well, we've got to stay out of trouble. Everybody on the soft tires around us. We're on the medium, so we are on the slightly slower tire, but hopefully it'll last a little bit longer for us, because if we can go long and do a little bit of an overcut on people, I think we could be on for some better results, potentially. Adjust the brake bias a little bit toward the rear. But critically, we have no damage at this time, so we have the maximum availability of grip.
All right, let's focus now for the rest of the race.
No, really? Telling me I should be focusing and paying attention? How about that? All right. I'm going to turn off the MGU deploy for the moment because we need to start thinking about having things in reserve for fighting. And the engine running in the higher modes will be able to fill some of those gaps. I want to try and keep in touch with the guys in front as much as possible. Yellow. That's Giovinazzi. He's slowing down, but I can't overtake him because we've got a yellow flag. This is trouble. Okay. All right, he was dropping out. All right, then.
Virtual safety car.
VSC, VSC.
Reduce speed immediately and keep
All right.
positive delta.
Got a positive delta. We don't have to be anywhere near it. We just got to stay below it. We'll save a little bit of fuel here. We'll use the opportunity to charge the battery a little bit more. Okay, this may help us.
Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
Trying to manage that gap.
VSC ending. We're going
VSC
green.
is ending.
Maintain positive delta until the green flags.
All right, green. We should still get DRS activation at the end of this lap. So, curious development so far in the first 2 laps of this Chinese race. Waiting for the DRS activation notification. There it is.
Entering lap 3 now. DRS has been enabled.
Man, we really went backwards at the start. Probably got on the brakes a little bit earlier than I really needed, but an abundance of caution because I really had to keep the nose clean. Have any chance of being able to fight for anything later. We're in P15. We're one spot down from where we started. They are bunching up ahead of us, though. But if we keep driving like that, it's not going to work. Let's see. This corner is not flat, not by any means. It's Nico Hulkenberg behind us. Well, we know we're not going to be fighting for the podium with him. Come on, get the power down. Car is so free around that corner. I don't like it very much. He'll have DRS. We're trying to defend with our MGU deploy. And hear him behind us. Go a little bit defensive there, and then it'll be all right. Charles Leclerc fastest lap. Probably not the best maneuver I could have made. He's going to stop before us, though, so I don't know if we really need to... Oh, come on! Every time I get alongside somebody, I get damage. How is that possible?
Be careful with the front wing. You've taken some minor damage.
Every time somebody gets alongside me, I pick up damage, and they never do. How is that possible? So, 3 for 3 of having races absolutely destroyed for stupid incidents that would never happen in reality. But hey, at least we're having something happen because reality is absolutely quiet. Just got to see what we could do. I can't see any damage on that Renault. So once again, it appears that we get screwed, and the AI are miraculously impervious to anything. Hulkenberg is 0.6 behind. He's still in DRS range. Lap 5 of 14. Man, I really hate this track. I really hate this track. In particular, I hate Sector 1. As I understand why it has the geometries it does, because they were trying to make it look like the Shang character in Mandarin, I believe. However, makes for absolutely terrible racing. The cars don't work around here. The cars never worked around here. Going back to 2004 when this race made its debut, the cars were dreadful through here. And they continue to go back to China because, well, I really don't know why. Probably because they've got a whole bunch of communist financial backers. But I digress. Or, no, perhaps not Chinese communists, but perhaps Michael Bloomberg. Doesn't he own China now? Something like that? Go Hulkenberg once again trying something.
Reduce ERS deployment.
He's locking up. He turned in on us. Watch your mirrors, Hulkenberg. Teammates in the pits.
Carlos is in the pits.
We've got to just keep going. P9 right now. Yeah, Hulkenberg's got to be stopping soon. I can't believe that he'd be staying out. He's on the soft tires as well. Pulling away without any ERS deploy. We're in P8 right now. See, if we didn't have to make a pit stop, I would just let this go to the end. Unfortunately, to meet the rules, we have to make a stop. Real question is, will we make a nose change at the stop? I think we might. Will it be worth the extra time? Probably. Losing about 1.5 seconds per sector. Trying to break his slipstream as best as we can. Hopefully he doesn't ram us again. And let's hope he makes it into the pits. Does he pit? Yes, he does.
Stopping now.
All right.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
All right, we're currently P1 on aggregate, so we are leading the race here. First time in the lead this season. So going longer strategy-wise appears to have paid something or other. See, if we had a healthy car, we'd really be able to pull away a little bit perhaps, but we don't. So take a picture, boys, because we're in the lead. We have to try and score a point. We just have to try. They're going to call us in next lap. I can hear them behind me already. They're getting close. That's Valtteri Bottas, who looks to be inheriting the championship lead back from Lewis Hamilton when he undoubtedly wins this race. Man, that Mercedes is quick, and we're not even in DRS zone yet.
You've got front wing damage. Recommend you box for a new one. Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Yep, definitely got to stay out. Because at this point, if we can actually spoil these guys' days, we may actually have some impact on the championship.
It seems they fixed whatever the problem was. They're coming back up to speed.
Who's coming back up to speed? Every time you tell me this, somebody had a problem and now he's coming back, but who is it? You never tell me. Oh. We balked Leclerc and Verstappen was able to capitalize. Oh, Max. Now tell me how that would have been my fault. He came from no place and rammed us. All right. That's Sebastian Vettel behind. Will he spin? There's always a safe bet. Hamilton down in P6. He's totally not going to keep the championship lead at this rate. We are going to pit this lap. We're going to replace the wing, going to add a little bit more downforce, and we're going to go on to the soft tires. Hamilton with a big lockup, going wheel to wheel with Vettel. Hopefully this makes the highlight reel at least. All right. All right, into the pits. Down out of P10. We're going to go all the way back, aren't we? Green, and away we go. Yep, we're all the way back in P19 now. Awesome. Not awesome at all.
Pit strategy complete. See these tires through to the end now.
But hopefully we're able to go a little bit quicker. Maybe fight with some guys in front. But at this point, we're the last car running. Awful. See, for once, I would love to just have a normal pit stop where we just change tires and we don't have to rebuild half of the car. Look at that, though. That's now flat. See if we can make any inroads up ahead. Could just barely see the back of George Russell as he went around this final corner.
We're trailing our teammate by 21.
Oh,
2 seconds.
yeah. Well, that's not going to happen.
The gap to the car ahead is 4.8 seconds.
4.8. Keep that in mind. We've got another 4 laps to do this. It's 1.1 up in Sector 2.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Yep, no problem. Fuel is still plus 1.45. There are the 2 Williams cars line astern. That's Robert Kubica and George Russell. Personal best lap of the session so far.
Reduce the ERS deployment, please. We need to charge the battery.
So informative, telling me things that are right in front of my face. Thank you so much. Definitely catching the Williams now. Well, I'm going to say we have a good chance of not finishing dead last. A good chance of scoring points? Absolutely not. But there's Robert Kubica. Sorry, Poland, but I think your man is about to fall. See, he's going to have DRS, and we will too, I think. Yep, there we go. He's got a slipstream and DRS. This is going to be hairy. Jesus. That wasn't what I bargained for. That was scary. Russell and Kubica, come on, take each other out, boys. Now you're just holding me up. Don't hit me. Don't hit me. There we go. P18. Brilliant. I wouldn't call that brilliant. I would call that desperate, maybe. To be fighting with Williams this late in the race, all the way at the back. Oh, it's demoralizing.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Fine. We'll have DRS on George Russell. Kubica will have DRS on us. Got a slipstream already. And there it is. Should sail past without too much trouble. And indeed we do. There is Romain Grosjean in the Team Ponzi scheme. Two to go. Fuel, we're going to have to keep an eye on it for the next couple of laps. We're going to be marginal here. All right, Grosjean. Are you going to do Grosjean things, or are you going to be civil about this? I think he may well do Grosjean things.
We advise moving to mix 2. Fuel to mix 2.
Yeah, I don't quite agree yet, but it's going to be getting there. Going to have DRS in the slipstream. There it is. Don't do Grosjean things. And he doesn't. Good. Starting the final lap.
This is your final lap of the race.
P16. Come on, I need everybody in front of me to just blow up right about now. That ain't happening. Speaking of blowing up, we haven't looked at our component systems there. All right, reliability's good. There's a little bit of electricity here through the middle sector. We'll shut it down again. Valtteri Bottas. Valtteri Bottas has won the race. That's his second victory of the season. And at this point, that definitely puts him in the pound seat for the World Championship. Meanwhile, here we are about 1.5 kilometers behind still. And here it is, the checkered flag for us, P16. Okay.
Pick up rubber and bring it home.
More disappointment. At least we're not last, but, still no points on the board.
And Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today. Tell me, Ant, how
There's
did
your
they
race
manage
winner.
to achieve this win?
Well, time management probably played quite a
And I
lot
would say world champion-elect Valtteri Bottas at this point.
It's just about speed. It's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Lewis Hamilton not having the best day. What's going on?
Now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take
Well,
top
Max
spot
Verstappen making
on
it to the
one of
podium this time around. Lewis Hamilton not there. Charles Leclerc being Mr. Consistent. Yet to win a race, but on the podium in all 3 events so far. We mixed it with these top guys for a little while today, but fortunately our presence was fleeting. Driver of the day, here we go. Not going to be
An
me.
incredible day of racing. Who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Well, Lance Stroll would be my pick. He managed to keep a cool head today whilst pushing through the field.
Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Well, Lance Stroll is driver of the day. He didn't score any points, but then again, neither did we. And take a look at who did. P7, Carlos Sainz, with 6 points on the board. He raises his total to 7. And here we are, down 2 spots from whence we came. Oh, boy. 42 seconds down from the winner. No points on the board, but we do finish ahead of Grosjean, Russell, Kubica, and Giovinazzi, who was the only failure to finish in today's event. Our standings here, the Drivers' Championship looks a bit like this. Valtteri Bottas now starting to consolidate a little bit of a gap over Lewis Hamilton. We have 8 points over his much more heralded teammate. Charles Leclerc, pretty consistent now in 3rd place. He maintains his position, but obviously Valtteri Bottas overtaking Lewis Hamilton in the drivers' standings. Max Verstappen, Alex Albon, and Sebastian Vettel all move up. Perez and Kvyat drop. Carlos Sainz really rockets up there into the top 10. Grosjean drops. Raikkonen goes up. Hulkenberg drops. Stroll drops. Ricciardo drops. And yeah, there we are. Lando Norris, P18. It's only the 2 Williams drivers behind us. Antonio Giovinazzi above us at this point. Yeah, not a very good day for us. The constructors' standings look a little bit like this. Mercedes with 122 points over Ferrari 72. That's a 50-point gap. Red Bull in P3. Force Canada in 4th, Toro Rosso 5th, McLaren in 6th. We jump up with 7 points on the board, 115 back from Mercedes, but unfortunately all of those 7 points courtesy of our teammate Carlos Sainz. We, however, are ahead of Haas, Renault, Alfa Romeo, and Williams, now the only team who have yet to score. Yes, that pretty much concludes the action here in round 3 of 5 of the Formula Corona Championship, the Ferrari Man 601 Formula Corona World Championship, brought to you by Ferrari Man 601. Yes, we're starting to get into desperate times here. However, our next event is in Spain, a track that I actually know and I actually like, so perhaps we might actually be able to do something that's meritorious there. However, with all of that concluded here from China, all that remains to say is, of course, I hope that all of you are well and remain so. Again, if you have any trouble with anything, medically or otherwise, get the help that you need. Continue to heed all warnings and recommendations that you are given by those who are in positions of authority. And above all else, keep your spirits up, keep your head about you. This is not the end of the world, not even anywhere close to it. Until next time, though, I do thank you all very, very much for watching. And, of course, stay tuned for the highlights that will be released later on today. Ferrari Man 601 saying thanks. And, of course, we will see you soon.